Hello and welcome to Our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 51.
This morning we've got a project to work on, and that is booking some more rooms. Because first off, Alyssa's sister and mom are going to be coming down to visit in just a few weeks, and we thought maybe we should upgrade the accommodations a little bit. Instead of just having some of the value resorts, we thought maybe we could get some of those DVC rooms if we could find some point rentals and stuff. So I started contacting people on Disboards and on Mouse Owners and on Facebook groups and all those different places I've been looking for cheaper points, and trying to find some people to rent us some points for March and then maybe even April and May if they've got some points they're going to be expiring then. We also thought it would probably be a good idea to book some rooms in May since we currently have none and we only have through the end of April. So we probably should book, probably a good idea to book some of those. So we started looking at the different cash rooms available that we need to check off of our list. We started looking at DVC rooms and booking some of those. We basically spent the entire morning and early afternoon doing that. It's a lot of work trying to juggle all the different rooms and make sure we don't rebook something we already had. And then often what would happen is I would book something and then I would find a better rate on that same room a little later and I could find something to fit in the place. So I was constantly playing with it and shuffling them around, and it was a process. It was a very tedious process.
And it was all him because I don't have the brain for that. My mind does not work that way. He has the Tetris brain. I do not. I would have just ended up paying way more.
It was a challenge. It was a fun challenge, but at the same time, sometimes it was like, okay, we were spending a ridiculous amount of time booking rooms, but I mean, you got to get it at some point and get it somehow. So thankfully that morning we were able to book quite a few rooms. We got a couple great DVC rooms for when her family's going to be here, so we'll have those coming up in just a few weeks. And we also got several rooms in the month of May, and one of the things I was able to get was a 3-bedroom grand villa for a pretty good price at $12 a point in the month of May. Now the points were higher than they would have been in September when we wanted to stay there, but because the points were cheaper, it kind of offset the more points. So either way, it was kind of a wash. But I was really excited because we're going to have some good big rooms coming up in May. After pretty much all of spring break, we're staying in the values. So we're going to kind of go from values to like, boom, 3-bedroom grand villa. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It will be awesome. I love it. And not that we don't like the values, but part of the reason we're going to stay there is because it's peak season during that spring break time. So we're doing the cheaper resorts during that time and saving the more expensive resorts for when it's not as expensive to stay there. So he had it all worked out. Again, that was all him. I just did what he told me to do and went from there.
You just looked at the spreadsheet in the morning and said, okay, where are we checking in today? I did, and I had a setup in the spreadsheet where she could look at it and say, all right, we're going to this resort, checking into this room, and either it's fully paid or we need to pay when we check in, and this is how much it's going to be to pay, and all those different things were right there because I had to have that for my sanity.
And after all of that thinking, working, planning, strategizing all morning and into the afternoon, we decided it was time to go to the park. On our way up to the buses, we actually went through the food court, and that's when we noticed the cards up in the rafters there in the food court. They're really cool. So it's actually Prince Naveen as a prince and a frog, and the same thing with Tiana. We had not noticed it before. I think we were kind of staring at our beignets more than anything.
Probably.
So we hadn't really taken the time to look at anything at that point. It was just a really cool detail. Just one of those things, like, unless you're staring up at it, you don't really notice it. So we really enjoyed that, and then kept making our way up because we were going to go to Animal Kingdom today. And it's a super fun day because we're not just going to Animal Kingdom. We're going because we are going to get banshees.
And we have been eyeballing these banshees for years since they came out, wanting to get the little banshee that sits on your shoulder. And we decided today's the day. We're going to get banshees. We're going to do a little unboxing video live on Facebook and unbox the banshees. And then we're going to hang out at the park and just walk around with the banshees on our shoulder because we can.
Yeah, I mean, if you have them, that's like the entire point of them, right? It's like a pet you can have in the park and you don't have to feed it. So it's cool. So we went to Animal Kingdom, took the bus there, and went straight to Pandora. And as he mentioned, we did go live on Facebook and do an unboxing with my Banshee. He does better with the video work, so I just did the unboxing. That was all I did. But he did unbox his too, just not on camera. And so you can see a little bit of that here. So this is the one I've been wanting since I saw the colors. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think she's been watching this Banshee for, I don't know,
Ooh, they're really
2.5 years now, probably. So this is the one we first came and looked at them. She's like, that's the one I want. but we never broke down and bought one until now. So we're gonna be taking this thing out and playing with it a little bit as we walk around the parks and try to surprise people. I love it.
This is my new friend. And as you can see, we were very excited about getting our banshees. It has been a long time, and the banshee that I got, I actually chose because these are our wedding colors. It was purple and teal, so I had to get this one. And Robert just liked the colors of that one, I guess.
Yeah, he looks cool. I like him. He's a little feisty. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Well, one of my favorite things to do with this, once we got them unboxed, I actually walked around Pandora and I would just find random places to stand where I knew people would be walking by. And I would stand there looking, let's say, this direction as someone's walking this way. And as they walk by, I would just slowly turn the head and open the mouth a little bit as they got further away. Especially with kids, they would look and be like, it's following me. It was the most fun. I probably did that for 30 minutes.
He had so much fun going through the park. It was the funniest thing.
It was amazing.
He would start making banshee noises. Yeah, it was a whole thing. And of course, we took tons of pictures with our banshees because they're like our new pets.
Yeah.
We live in the resorts. We can't have any
these.
pets.
We're allowed
but they
to
can
have
come
these
with
pets.
us everywhere.
Okay.
Aren't they cute?
And we also had some fun with the banshees because I felt like they just looked like they were ready to sing a song, you know? And we decided to make a little video. Apparently, we were ahead of our time. TikTok wasn't really a thing yet, and it should have been a TikTok video. So we're going to upload that and link it down in the description below and up there as well. So if you want to watch that, it's just a quick little song where our banshees were enjoying themselves.
They were showing off, but we really did just have a great time. We were there for several hours in the park, just walking around, banshees on our shoulders. We did not ride a single ride. We were just there to enjoy our banshees in Pandora and all over Animal Kingdom. We had a really fun time in the park. Robert really enjoyed walking around with the banshee. And
I had way too much fun.
I think he was trying to entertain children. I think it ended up coming across as he was scaring them more than anything.
You know,
but
I can't help how they receive my banshee. If they're offended and scared of my banshee, it's not my fault.
Could be the squawking noises you made in the park.
You know, let's just agree to disagree. Let's just agree to disagree.
We went back to Pandora so that we could take some really pretty pictures because it was that time of day. And we also got a Pongo Lumpia. This is one of my favorite snacks in Animal Kingdom. It's only $3. It's really small and lightweight, but it's pineapple and cream cheese. A wonderful combination. I love it. So we got that and made our way back to the front to go to the bus because we were going back to the resort. We were going to let our banshees rest in the room for a bit.
And once we let our banshees rest in the room, we were not going to rest. We actually are going to take a very, very long walk because, again, we've been working towards trying to get our stamina up for that half marathon we're going to be walking coming up very soon. And today we are committed to doing 10 miles, which is a lot of walking.
Yes, it is.
It is a lot of walking around a very relatively short area between French Quarter and Riverside, kind of making the line from French Quarter around the loop at Riverside, then back down French Quarter. It was a lot of laps. It was going to take a lot of laps to do that one. So we started walking. We knew it was going to take us a couple hours to walk that far because of our pace. So we just walked several laps back and forth, back and forth. At one point, though, we were passing the lawn area, actually right out by our room, and we saw they had the inflatable screen up for the movie Under the Stars. I'm like, oh, this is cool. What are they showing? They're showing Rescuers. All right, that's great. I don't care about the movie. I saw the popcorn cart. And when I was at Coronado a couple days ago, I learned the popcorn is free. And I really like the white cheddar popcorn. So I went over to the cart and said, like, hey, is your popcorn free? And they're like, yeah, it's free. Do you want a bag? Like, yes, I do.
Do I want free popcorn?
Does Alyssa want to get a bag too? Well, it's one per family. Oh, okay, stink.
We did share, but it was actually a nice snack on our walk.
Try different ones. So we got the white cheddar popcorn, and we did snack as we walked the lap around French Quarter, then put the bag in the room and kept walking again. So gave us a little bit of fuel for the road there, and then we wrapped up our walking. We were absolutely starving at this point, so we headed to the food court to get some food before they shut down for the night. And I got the shrimp and grits, which is a favorite of mine there at French Quarter. Well, I have a lot of favorites at French Quarter. There's a lot of good stuff on the menu there in the food court, but shrimp and grits is one of the favorites I have. So I got that, and then you got the fettuccine Alfredo, which is another one of the things that I really enjoy there at French Quarter. But you got that, and I did not eat any of it because I was trying to enjoy my shrimp and grits, and yours would be okay reheated. Mine would not. Don't reheat shrimp. Not a great thing.
No.
So I always make sure if I'm going to get something like that, I'm going to finish it or eat as much as I can because I don't want leftovers. I did save a little room for dessert though, and again, we were absolutely starving when we sat down to eat, so we got 2 desserts. We got ourselves a little chocolate bundt cake there with some sauce on it. That was really good. And then we really splurged, and we didn't get Mickey beignets. We got a Mickey beignet sundae, which is even better than Mickey beignets because it's like
so good.
3 beignets and scoops of ice cream and chocolate sauce and whipped cream and a cherry, and oh my goodness. I thought the beignets were good before, and then they put it with ice cream, and I realized I was totally eating them wrong the first time around.
It was a perfect reward for a 10-mile walk, let me tell you. I mean, we were really hungry, so of course we needed dinner, and that was great. But this was like a reward for doing 10 miles, and it was awesome.
So after that filling meal and delicious dessert, we did head back to our room, completely exhausted and ready to go to bed. So that is the end of our day today, and we will see you tomorrow
For our Year with the Ears.